everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're talking about my TBR. So normally I do a TBR game every single month and I absolutely love playing it. My kids love playing it. I know you guys love to see it. But I don't know if you guys saw my wrap up from last month, which also included a book haul because I read barely anything. I'm sort of in a reading slump. Part of this, like I mentioned before, is just life. It's summer. Kids are out of school. Presley doesn't go back until the very end of August. So like I still have almost an entire month with Presley, which is great for family time, not so great focusing on reading. You know what I mean? My in-laws are in town. They're going to be in here for another week. Today is actually the 1st of August and Presley's birthday. He just turned 6. So we did a lot of family stuff today, planning for his birthday. Over the last week or so, he got a fish tank, which has no fish in it yet because we're gonna let him choose some, and we wanted to get the water up and running. But he was very excited about seeing that this morning. But he's also having a birthday party tomorrow. We just have so much stuff going on family-wise that reading has taken a step back. I have quite a few different hobbies and I know I talk about them on the channel. I do also watch TV and movies and things like that. I feel like there's so many things I want to do that I just don't have time. And so when everything comes down to it, TVs and movie and video games, things that I play that way, don't feel like it takes as much brain power as books. And so reading has been on the back burner. I do also think the last few things that I've picked up have just not been the best. I don't know about this time last year because we are officially over halfway through the year now. But I feel like my amount of 5-star reads this year has just not been as much as it has been previously. I feel like the quality of some of the reads and things has gone down. So I think what I'm going to be doing this month is more of a mood read, try and do a reset of what I actually want to read. I have a ton of things, everything that was on my TBR, I did also want to read. It's just I didn't get to it. And then when you don't get to it right away, there ends up being this sort of pressure then put on you to finish the stuff. And so once I get into that sort of mindset, sometimes my reading is just not a happy place anymore, and we don't want to do that. So I wanted to talk today a little bit more of maybe a pile of possibilities. I have done one of these videos in the past, before I was doing my actual TBR game, where sometimes you just have a month where here's a bunch of things I would like to read, here's the type of things I like. We'll see if we actually get to them, but these are the things that I'm thinking of. And so that's what I want to do today. I want to discuss the possibilities of things to be read. I think we also might do a little bit more of a scavenger hunt to pick my next read, or maybe some emojis pick my read, and try and do it based on mood reading in that moment. So you guys might see a little bit more, I don't know, vlogs, potentially reading vlogs in that vein of me trying to pick things that I absolutely want to read right then and there, but based on more random challengey things, because I think that could be fun. So the first stuff I did want to mention are arcs. Obviously, I do have some arcs that are outstanding that I need to read. A couple of them I talked about in my wrap-up, in the fact that I'm in the middle of a couple arcs that I haven't finished. So I definitely do still have How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold that I'm in the middle of that I need to finish, that I would like to finish this month. I was enjoying where I got to. I just didn't fully finish that, obviously. Part of it was because I'm reading it as an ebook and I've had some issues with that. However, I do think since I've switched over to the night mode, we should be good. I'm going to be trying this one again. I want to get into that. The other one is Roll for Romance by Lenora Woods. I'm going to give this one another shot because I have just been feeling mediocre about it. But at the same time, I don't mind DNFing 100%. But I feel like DNFing arcs is more guilt-ridden in a way than DNFing a book that I paid money for, whether that's full price or sale price or whatever it is. So the fact that I got this as an ARC, I started reading it before it came out. It has now since come out. I have missed that deadline, and I feel bad that I haven't finished it yet, even though it's just meh for me right now. And again, I couldn't really tell if it was my mood, my reading mood, the fact that I'm sort of in a reading slump, or if it's the actual book. So I'm going to be trying this one again as well. So that's a couple ebooks that I need to do. But there's also a couple other books that are coming out this month, next Tuesday on the 5th, and I have not started those either because I'm in a slump. But we also have Well Actually by Maisie Eddings. I really, really loved The Plus One by Maisie Eddings. I gave it a full 5 stars, absolutely loved that one. I loved the sort of like fake dating romance, which is one of my favorite tropes. I love the discussion of mental health in that one as well. Like, it had some harder topics as well as like the more fake dating rom-com-y stuff. Then last year I tried Late Bloomer, which is one of her sapphic romances, so it's not male-female, which is perfectly fine. It's also one that has an autistic character in there, which again, I have read some representation with that in it, which I personally absolutely love. I didn't think that one worked as well for me. I gave it a 3.5. I think it was more certain tropes that fell into this one just didn't work for me as well. However, I'm very, very interested in Well Actually, which is going to be a second chance romance between like podcast hosts or something like that, where they used to date and the girl like says something bad about her experience with this guy who's all about dealing with like toxic masculinity and stuff. So he wants to then take her out on dates, and then they like discuss things to show that he's changed. Very, very curious about this one. And then on the same day, House of the Beast by Michelle Wong is also releasing. And this one's gonna be more of like a fantasy, dark fantasy potentially. So again, very curious about this. Yeah, a dark epic fantasy debut about a young woman who strikes a deal with a mysterious and alluring god to seek revenge on her aristocratic family. And it features illustrations by the author because apparently she does the Legend of Korra comics. So I, again, am very, very curious about this. I love the cover. Yeah, so those things I need to like start doing as soon as possible. But obviously the date for those is coming up very quickly. I don't really have any other arcs for the rest of the month. My next one will be coming out middle of September that I need to get onto. So besides that, I'm still in the middle of Flashback, which is Keeper of the Lost Cities book 7 by Shannon Messenger, that I actually started the last time I was in a reading slump. Got a couple hundred pages in, but this is like an 800 page middle grade fantasy. I love this series. I usually feel like it flies by very quickly, so maybe this month, without having like a TBR that I have to focus on, I should pick this back up because I need to finish it by the end of the year because I'm literally in the middle of it. And these ones usually are such fun, fast-paced adventures that like I should get out of a reading slump, so like hopefully. And then besides that, I feel like my sort of vibe right now is potentially gonna be something that's gonna get me out of the reading slump, right? Cozy fantasy. I'm really eyeing some of the like Caitlin Rizakis that I have. I actually have both books on my shelves, so like that could definitely be a vibe. I'm also thinking romance ones, although some of the romance I've been reading has just not been hitting as well for me as I would like. But I have been eyeing my Planet Barbarians books again. I have read the first 3 and I have book 4 and 5 on my TBR. And so like the vibe of those ones I feel like could work. Obviously very romance focused, but I really liked the like sort of survival elements and things like that in the first 3 books that I listened to, because I listened on audio, but I do have them on my shelves as well. That could be something. I also recently picked up a whole bunch of comics through Humble Bundle, both with powerful female leads, like leading characters, and a bunch from James Tynion IV. So I mean, like, those could be very easy to jump into as well. I also have some manga still on my TBR. Currently, I think the biggest series that I have that I need to read is probably The Demon Prince of Momochi House by Aya Shoto. I do need to reread some so I can get into the rest, but I feel like that I know we're probably having a 30 and 30 manga challenge coming up next month though, in September. So I don't know if I want to like jump into those right away or if I should wait until September. But I do have like 16 of those volumes. So like that could be an option as well. So besides that, I think that's where I'm leaning towards right now. If you guys have any suggestions of either books that you would like to see, vlogs, or ways of picking my books for maybe a vlog that you would like to see, again, maybe we do emoji based, or maybe we do the scavenger hunt again, but something that could be fun, something that could be in a mood reading sense, I would really be into that. Or if you have any suggestions for books that fit like that cozy fantasy, maybe some sort of romance, things that you absolutely loved that you think would get me out of this reading slump, I am all ears, because right now that's what we have. I have arcs, I have middle grade. Middle grade actually could be a very good one. I know it's not exactly a genre, it's an age group, but I do think I've been reading quite a bit more middle grade, especially like middle grade fantasy and things this year that have actually been really good. Discounting what I read last month, obviously, but in general, I do think middle grade could also, because they're quick to read for me personally. I mean, obviously I'm an adult, but I've been really enjoying the characters and friendships and things like that. That could work as well. So middle grade, cozy fantasy, romance potentially, plus my arcs, and maybe some comics and manga. That's what we're gonna be focusing on. But again, like I said, I think we're gonna really be focusing on mood reading until we can get back on track with school and all that kind of stuff. But again, suggestions, great. We'll see exactly what I end up reading. And I guess maybe I should do this because this is technically my TBR pile of possibilities. Let's review what we did last month. I know I probably should have done it at the beginning, but I didn't. I actually mentioned in my wrap up that I only read 2 books, which is true. I only read 2 books, and that one of them was on my TBR, but technically both of them were on my TBR. So like I was doing my TBR as much as possible. It was just not a good month for me. So basically we rolled 5 times. The first book was The Seafarer's Kiss by Julia Ember. Presley picked this for me, but I did not read it. Then we picked Plot Twist, which is for a vlog. I did actually complete this one, and I will leave a link down below in case you have not seen it. So that is one that I did. The next one we got was a 25 books to read in 2025. I picked Velocity Weapon by Megan E. O'Keefe. I did not read this one. Then the next one we had was to get a fantasy. I think either Presley or Elliot helped pick this. It was A World Without Princes by Soman Shinani. This one I did read, but I also DNF'd in the month, but that counts for me. And then finally we had to pick a book with an emoji. It was like a water droplet emoji, and so I picked Smoke on the Water by Laurie Handelin. But after filming and while editing, I realized this is the 3rd book in the series when I have only read the first one. So I would have needed to finish also Heat of the Moment, which I was on board for. I was. Until my reading just like did not happen this last month. So I did not read either of those either. And so all of that is to say that the only thing that really matters with this is I do save $1 for every book read in the month, plus $1 for every book that was on my TBR that did not get read. I only read books off my TBR, which is great, but that still means I saved $5. 2 for the books that I did read, 3 for the other books that I did not read. We're saving $5 more this month, which is fine. Not as much as I could have had, but it's fine. So yeah, I probably should have put that near the beginning of the video just because like technically this is my TBR, but that's what we're gonna do today. We already talked about the other stuff I'm gonna read this month, so I guess we are done. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos. I do have videos coming out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so I will see you then. Bye!